Greetings to my students. Welcome to my video. Here we will study tourist leaflets of religious place and tourist leaflets of famous cities and towns. In my previous videos, we studied tourist leaflet of historical place and tourist leaflets of a hill station. These tourist leaflets that we are going to discuss today are similar as the tourist leaflets we discussed in the previous videos. The type of the question asked is similar to the type of the question asked in the previous video. The main points remain the same. The first point that is asked in any type of tourist leaflet is always how to go there. Here you have to write about the mode of transport or distance or what are the facilities for transport. The third point is the most important point, which is places to see. In any tourist leaflet, this is the most important point based on which the examiner will judge you. Hence, you cannot bluff here. You have to be prepared in advance. You have to search which are the places or spots that you can visit when you go to that specific tourist place. Let it be a religious place, let it be a historical place, let it be a famous city or town, or let it be a hill station. Hence, this point you have to write with lot of accuracy. The last point in the tourist leaflet is any other tourist attraction. Here you cannot bluff. Here also you have to write the peculiarities of that place, like food. What is something special or what is a special food item of that place? You can also mention about particular clothing or particular food items or any souvenir which you can buy from that place, something which you cannot get in any other place. Here you also can add some places which can be visited or which are nearby this specific tourist place. And at the end you write a concluding sentence or you can write it as a separate sentence by leaving a line after this point. With this, we can end our tourist leaflet and we can proceed to the next question. Now that you have understood how to write a tourist leaflet, this was a short revision of what we did in the previous lecture. In my previous video also I have discussed how to write a tourist leaflet, and here also I repeated the same thing just for you to understand it in a better way. Now let us proceed to the first type of tourist leaflet, that is a tourist leaflet of a religious place. Tourist leaflet of religious place is rarely asked in the exam, but since it is there in your syllabus, let us discuss two tourist leaflets of famous religious places in India. Let us first discuss the tourist leaflet of Shirdi. Here I have given it for you. First, you have to write the title, like I have written, Shirdi, Land of Sai Baba. And then write an introduction. There is no need to write the heading or the word introduction. Directly write a short paragraph like this. Shirdi is famous religious place in India. It is located in the north of Ahmednagar district in Maharashtra. And then first point, how to go there? Shirdi is well connected by roads from all the main cities of India. Many private and ST buses ply regularly from Pune, Nasik, Ahmednagar and Mumbai. It is 201 kilometers from Pune and 241 kilometers from Mumbai. You can go there by train. Sainagar, Shirdi railway station is just 3 kilometers from Mandir. Air facilities are also available from Delhi, Mumbai and Hyderabad to Shirdi. Second point, where to stay. Sai Baba Sansthan Trust, Shirdi prepared arrangements for devotees to stay in Shirdi in 3 ashrams called 100 rooms, 500 rooms, and 200 rooms. Also, many other ashrams and hotels are available in Shirdi. You can choose the one according to your pocket. Third point, places to visit. Shri Shirdi Sai Baba Samadhi Mandir is the main attraction of the people. There are also other famous places in Shirdi like Gurusthan, Dwarka Mai, Lendi Bagh, Jangli Maharaj Ashram, Dikshitwada, Museum, Khandoba Mandir, Abdul Baba Cottage, Shani Shingnapur is one of the nearest famous religious place. The best time to visit. Best time to visit Shirdi is between June and February because the climate during this month stays quite bearable for the tourist. Speciality of the place, or this can also be said as any other tourist attractions. Guava and pomegranates are famous fruits. You can also enjoy the food from world's largest solar. So this was the tourist leaflet of famous Shirdi and Sai Baba Mandir. Now let us proceed to the next tourist leaflet of a religious place. Here I am going to give you tourist leaflet of Badrinath temple. Listen to the introduction. Badrinath is an ancient religious center. It is also famous for its natural beauty. The religious importance of Badrinath was introduced by Shankaracharya. The place gets its name from the word Badri, meaning berries. In fact, once berries grew here abundantly. It is situated near the meeting point of two rivers, the Alaknanda and the Rishi Ganga. The shrine of Badrinath is in this city, which attracts thousands of pilgrims from all over India. Let us discuss the first point. How to go there? Badrinath is well connected with rest of India. One can go to Badrinath by the way of bus or train. Let us see how to go by bus. The state transport bus service and many other private bus services are available from Mumbai to Badrinath. Let us see the train services. There are many trains available which can take you to Badrinath temple. The most convenient is Mumbai Badrinath Temple Express. This was the first point. Now let us proceed to the second point. Where to stay? Accommodation is no problem in Badrinath temple. The government tourist hotels and other big and small hotels are available to suit every budget. Third point. When to visit? June to October is the best time of the year to visit Badrinath temple. Fourth point, what to see or places to see. The climate and scenery of Badrinath temple is mind-blowing. It is a well-planned construction with huge roads, parks and gardens. There are many interesting places to see like Bull Temple, Lord Ganesh Temple, Dolphin Nose, Flower Garden, Lord Murugan Temple, palatial buildings, etc. Fifth point, shopping. Now here you can see what I have done is I have divided the last point, which is any other tourist attractions, into sub-points. You might get a question like this also in the exam, where they might tell you to add your own points. So you can just split up the point and make your own points like this, where I have written one point as shopping. Let us see what I have written in shopping. Shopping in Badrinath temple is fun. One can buy very traditional and modern things from Badrinath temple. Badrinath temple is very famous for its traditional goods. Next point, speciality. As far as food is concerned, Badrinath is famous for black tea, idli, vada sambar, masala dosa, idli fry, etc. The people are very culture oriented and highly intelligent. They give more importance to their education and religious aspects. That was the tourist leaflet of Badrinath temple. Now that we have understood tourist leaflets of religious places, now that we have understood tourist leaflets of religious places, let us proceed with the tourist leaflets of famous cities and towns. Whenever you write a tourist leaflet of cities and towns, be sure to select a famous city or a famous town. Only then you can fetch better marks. Don't write about cities which are not known to many. Please write about famous cities and towns. Only then your point, places to see, will fetch you good marks. The first city I have selected over here is Bangalore. Let us see what type of tourist leaflet I am presenting for you. If you see in the heading, I have used the words tourism in Bangalore. You can make it better. You can write Bangalore as the main heading. After that, give a colon and write a short description which can become its subheading. For example, Bangalore, the garden city of India, or Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India. This becomes a more effective introduction or more effective title. Now let us see what introduction I have given. Bangalore is the capital city of southern Indian state of Karnataka. It is the 7th largest city in India. It is also known as the Garden City because of its many beautiful gardens and parks. Since there are many IT industries here, it is also called the Silicon Valley of India. Next point, or the first point, best time to visit. Bangalore, the IT hub of India, is a city one can visit any time of the year. The city enjoys a moderate temperature all throughout the year. The weather becomes the most pleasant during winter season. Next point, how to reach. Bangalore is accessible by air, road and rail. There are a number of daily flights to important cities like Calcutta, Mumbai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Goa, Kochi, Mangalore, Pune and Thiruvananthapuram. Bangalore has a large bus terminus which is near the railway station. There are 2 railway stations in Bangalore. The main station is well connected to all major Indian cities. There are number of daily express trains from Bangalore to other cities of India. Next point, where to stay. Most of the good hotels in Bangalore are located close to tourist spots like Ashoka Hotel, Bangalore. There are hotels to suit every budget. Government rest houses are also available which have to be booked in advance. Places to see. Bangalore city has number of tourist places. Apart from numerous gardens, it also has some historical sites and other places of interest. Some of the places to see are the Vidhan Sauda or the State Secretariat, built in 1954. The Cubbon Park is 120-hectare park located near the Vidhan Sauda and has a number of neoclassical styled government buildings. The Government Museum of Bangalore is one of the oldest museums. The Lal Bagh Botanical Garden, which holds a number of flower shows, especially during Republic Day, is located on the southern fringes of the city. The 18th century Tipu Sultan's fort and palace are other important places of interest to the traveler. The 16th century Dravidian style temple dedicated to Nandi Hills in Bangalore is an important place of worship. For all those religious visitors, the Nandi Hills in Bangalore is not to be missed. The Venkat Gavi Gangadeshwara temple and the Someshwara temple are other important temples of this city. The Ulsur Lake on the northeastern edge of the city is an important picnic spot. Next point, any other tourist attraction. Bangalore city is famous for its numerous yoga centers where fitness freaks can learn and practice this ancient art of keeping healthy. Bangalore has a number of cultural centers near it, which offer to the tourist a number of traditional craft items. Ramanagaram is a silk cocoon marketing center. Janpadaloka and Channapatna are famous craft centers. The historic city of Mysore is 139 kilometers from Bangalore and offers to the traveler a number of monuments belonging to Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan, the erstwhile rulers of the place. It also has a number of ancient Hindu temples and a few monuments built by British. Brigade Road is one of the biggest commercial centers and busiest shopping areas of Bangalore. So this was the tourist leaflet of Bangalore. Now let us proceed to the next city, Chennai. Or the next tourist leaflet that I have written is on the city Chennai. The heading that I have given to my tourist leaflet is only the name of the city. But you can give name of the city as the main heading and description of it as the subheading, which is more effective style of writing the heading. Now I want all of you to comment down and tell me what effective subtitle can you give for Chennai. Let us proceed now with the introduction. Chennai is a major commercial, cultural and educational center in India and one of the 4 metropolitan cities of India along with Mumbai, New Delhi and Kolkata. It serves as the capital city of Tamil Nadu. Despite visible westernization, Chennai still remains deep-rooted in culture and tradition. Let us start with the first point, how to go there. Chennai, one of the 4 metros in the country, can be reached easily through different parts of the country. The gateway to South India, Chennai, is visited by a large number of tourists on business purposes, for it being the major center of India's automobile industry. By air, Chennai is well connected to the world and most international airlines have flights to Chennai's Anna International Airport. Domestic airlines operate daily flights to all major cities of the country from Kamraj domestic terminal near the international terminal. Both air terminals are located at Meena Bakkum, about 20 kilometers from the city. It's easy to find flights to Chennai. Now by rail or railways, Chennai is the headquarters of Southern Railway, a division of Indian Railway. Chennai is connected to many cities and towns by superfast and express trains. The city has two main railway stations: Chennai Central, which links North and West India; Egmore, which links South India, is another railway station. Chennai has recently introduced Local Electrical Train Network MRTS, Massive Rapid Transport System, to connect different points of the city. By roadways, Chennai is well connected to all major cities of India by network of highways and roads. Most of the government bus services of Tamil Nadu and other states now operate from the newly opened Chennai Mofussil Bus Terminal at Jawaharlal Nehru Salai Koyibudam. Most government bus services of Tamil Nadu and other states now operate from newly opened Chennai's Mofussil Bus Terminal at Jawaharlal Nehru Salai Coimbatore. It is claimed to be the largest bus station in Asia. Interstate buses operate at regular intervals from Chennai. Many private operators are also available for domestic and interstate transportation. Prepaid taxis and airport coaches are also available at airports and railway stations. Besides NH2, NH8, NH79A, NH4, NH7, NH46 and NH60 are some of the national highways connecting Chennai to major Indian cities by road. Next point: places to stay. Being one of the major cities of the country, Chennai offers several accommodation options to suit every budget. Most of the mid-range and budget hotels are situated in Mylapore, T Nagar and Egmore. Most of the 5-star hotels are situated in Anna Salai. Next point: best time to visit Chennai. The best time to visit Chennai is from November to February. Next point: places to see. Serene beaches, a motley assortment of architectural wonders, and numerous eateries offering delectable local as well as international fare. There are many places to visit in Chennai. These places will fill you up with charming experiences. Relive the days of Chola and Chalukya dynasties at the Government Museum. Take a walk down India's first fortress built by the East India Company in the 17th century, or observe classical Dravidian architecture at the Kapaleshwara temple at Mylapore. For those who love outdoors, the campus of Theosophical Society at Adyar is a place to be. Take a pleasant stroll at the tree-lined pathways before heading towards Santhom Church. A striking contrast to Dravidian architecture of Kapaleshwara temple, this neo-Gothic cathedral is a treat to eyes, offering an eclectic mix of temples, churches, mosques, parks and forts. A tour of Chennai will leave you coming back for more. Last point: any other tourist attraction. Street food, as in other parts of India, are popular in Chennai. Despite the common belief in India that street food is unhealthy, the idli sambar is a popular dish which is served as breakfast or dinner. The local shops selling traditional products like pattamara mats and metal works from Thanjavur, stone carvings from Mallapuram, bronze, brass casting, and traditional jewelry from Kumbakonam and silks from Kanchipuram to a well equipped and enormous malls that feature both. One should definitely visit Chennai at least once in their lifetime. That's all for today's video. I hope you have understood how to write tourist leaflets. Please like my video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notification bell so that whenever I put a new video, you get notified about it.